negative numbers. Negative numbers are less than 0. And they are smaller than positive numbers because of that. Sorry, my writing went a bit funny there. Smaller than positive numbers. We can easily put them on a number line. So here is our positive number line, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Smaller than 0, because all of these are bigger than 0. These are all our positive numbers. They get bigger and bigger and bigger as we go this way. Smaller than 0 are our negative numbers. So 1 less than 0 is negative 1. Negative 2. And these get smaller and smaller and smaller as we go that way. The number line is a pretty useful way of looking at negative numbers. We go this way when we add. So if I had 2 plus 1, I'd go this way. So when it's a positive number, or a positive increase, we're going this way. When it's a decrease, we move towards the negative side. So remembering the direction of positive to the right on the number line and negative to the left is really useful. And that's why we often call positive and negative numbers directed numbers. So this goes for positive and negative numbers, and the positive or the negative is the direction of the number. Positive, negative. And negative numbers are also quite useful. So this is still following this sentence. Negative numbers are useful for describing things like debt. I can talk about having negative $100 because I owe somebody $100. Temperature, of course. The temperature easily drops down to negative 8 degrees Celsius overnight in winter in Canberra. That means 8 degrees below 0. And loss, losing something as opposed to gaining something, often also very good with negative numbers. Now when we do our simple sums with negative numbers, we're actually going to keep it pretty focused on the number line. There are other ways of thinking about negative numbers, and I'll talk about those as well. But when we have to do a sum like this, negative 5 plus 2. What's happening on the number line is that we're starting at negative 5 and we're going up, so plus, gaining towards the positive side, the right. We're going up 1, 2, and we get to negative 3. So this is saying we start at negative 5 and we gain 2 and we get to negative 3, which is very clear on a number line. If we have negative 1 plus 4, we are starting at negative 1 and going up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We get to 3. So using the number line with this as our starting point and this is our direction and how many we go in that direction is really a pretty easy way of dealing with negative numbers. Now, to support you in your test, because you don't have calculators, we'll make sure you've got a number line. 0 in the middle, up to positive 20, down to negative 20. So we can do these problems just by using the number line. Start at 3, negative 7, so 3 minus 7 means I'm going to go 7 in the negative direction, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is negative 4. If you find that you're often going kind of a bit off and accidentally end up at negative 5, you'll need to be a little more careful. You can also use a texter, not a permanent marker, not a ballpoint pen, not a pencil or anything that will mark it, but a texter is fine to do actually drawing on it. 3 minus 7 means 7 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get your answer. And the reason we say a texter is that then with a tissue, you can wipe that off and be ready for your next question. So this number line is here to really help you. You can always try thinking through the other ways of talking about adding and subtracting with negative numbers and use your number line to double check. Now here's one, negative 2 minus 3. That means we start at negative 2 and we go minus, so towards the negative, another 3. Negative 2, 1, 2, 3, and we get to negative 5. So being very careful about using your number line is a pretty good strategy. Now, other ways of thinking about adding and subtracting. Some people are just going to think of it as their opposites. 3 take away 8. Taking away 8 means we're going in the opposite direction to the 3. Take away 3, get down to 0, and then I've got another 5. I can take that away and I get down to negative 5. That's an okay way of thinking about it. Negative 2 plus 5, move up by 2 to get to 0, and then there's another 3. We're on 3. One way of thinking about it is a tug-of-war. Team negative and team positive. So, oops, that's my pink pen. Team negative and team positive. Everyone on each team is exactly equal. So if we had 2 people on team negative and 2 people on team positive, nothing, 0. Nobody would win the tug-of-war. The questions you ask yourself is, how many on each team? And then, which team wins by how many? Sorry, my writing got very dodgy there. So, this question here, negative 2, remember that the minus, the negative goes with the number after it, plus 5, so you can see that's a positive. How many on each team? 2 on team negative, 5 on team positive. So which team would win? Obviously team positive wins. By how many? They had 3 people over. They win by an extra 3 people. No plus, because positive doesn't need a plus and an answer. Let's tackle it for this one where we know the answer. How many on team positive? 3, remember, invisible plus. How many on team negative? 8. Which team wins? Team negative has far more people. They win, and they had 5 extra people compared to team positive. So they win, so it's negative 5. Negative 3 plus 2. Which team wins? It's team negative by 1 player. Negative 3 minus 4. A negative or a minus still counts as team negative. Team positive didn't even show up. Team negative wins by 7 players. So it's another way of thinking about it. It's up to you which way you do it. The number line is there for the test if you feel safest with that.